The vast and terrifying fleet of the Zorath Dominion, known across many star systems for their ruthless conquests, appeared suddenly in Earth's skies, blocking out the sun with their colossal warships. The people of Earth watched in awe and fear as the massive vessels positioned themselves in tight formation around the planet, their dark hulls bristling with weapons that seemed ready to obliterate everything below. The leaders of Earth, gathered in emergency councils and global broadcasts, knew the weight of the moment, but instead of panic, they sent a single, unified message out across every communication channel in the galaxy, calm, firm, and strangely cryptic. The message warned the invaders that Earth was not what they expected, that beneath its seemingly fragile surface lay powers that could bring ruin even to the strongest armadas. The Zorath commanders, watching the broadcast from their command bridges, laughed openly, mocking the defiance of a planet they saw as nothing more than a primitive rock, unworthy of their time. They believed their weapons in overwhelming numbers would crush Earth swiftly, just as they had done with countless other worlds. Yet, while the invaders scoffed, deep underground and in secret laboratories hidden around the globe, teams of scientists and engineers worked feverishly, activating systems long kept from public knowledge. These were not just any defense mechanisms, but ancient and advanced technologies, discovered years ago in forgotten ruins and mastered in hidden bunkers. The surface of Earth was calm and seemingly vulnerable, but beneath the ground, machines hummed to life, their lights piercing the darkness as energy fields began to form in patterns that no enemy could have predicted. On every continent, the best minds coordinated efforts to shield humanity from the coming storm. Meanwhile, ordinary citizens went about their days, unaware of the silent battle being prepared just beneath their feet. The tension grew with each passing hour, as the Zorath fleet began to deploy smaller attack crafts, testing Earth's defenses. Yet they found their weapons met with an invisible barrier that absorbed their blasts. Without a scratch, the invaders' confidence wavered as the mysterious shield held firm. No warning had prepared them for this unexpected resilience. Yet they still underestimated the resolve and spirit of the people. They sought to conquer. The warning from Earth was no bluff. It was a promise backed by decades of preparation, innovation, and a willingness to fight not just for survival, but for the right to exist on their own terms. As the sun set on the first day of the invasion, Earth's leaders remained silent, watching the dark ships hover ominously overhead, knowing that this was only the beginning of a battle that would decide the fate of their world. The invaders might have laughed at the warning, but soon they would learn that Earth's defiance was more than words. It was a force that could not be broken. The moment the invasion fleet unleashed its devastating assault on Earth, the skies lit up with the fire of countless missiles and energy blasts streaking toward the planet's greatest cities and orbital stations, designed to break resistance quickly and without mercy. Yet, something unexpected happened. The attacks did not wreak the destruction the invaders anticipated. Instead, their weapons slammed into an invisible wall of shimmering energy that bent and twisted the blasts harmlessly away, leaving buildings, satellites, and entire military bases untouched. This advanced energy shield was unlike any technology known in the galaxy, a silent guardian protecting Earth with relentless strength. From inside their command ships, the invaders watched with disbelief as their most powerful weapons failed to crack the defense. In response, Earth's military forces launched a series of daring counterattacks that stunned the enemy. Instead of facing slow and predictable retaliation, the invaders were met with fast, precise strikes from human pilots who maneuvered nimble spacecraft with incredible skill. These pilots used modified technology, repurposing old ships and weapons with new designs that exploited weaknesses in the enemy's systems. Their tactics were unconventional and unpredictable, They attacked in small, coordinated groups, striking key points on the enemy fleet before vanishing into the shadows of space. Every move seemed to catch the invaders off guard, shaking their confidence and forcing them to rethink their assumptions. On the ground, the planet's defense networks came alive, linking sensors, weapons, and communication systems in a way that allowed humans to predict and counter enemy moves almost before they happened. This level of coordination revealed a hidden depth to Earth's military that the invaders had not expected. Proof that humanity had not only survived threats before, but had grown stronger and wiser from them. The arrogance that once filled the invaders' ranks began to fade, replaced by cautious uncertainty and fear. Despite their overwhelming numbers and advanced technology, they struggled to adapt to the new reality of fighting a planet that refused to yield. The human spirit shone brightest in these moments, with ordinary people stepping up to extraordinary roles. From engineers repairing damaged ships under fire to strategists devising plans that turned the tide of battle. As the first day of the strike ended, the invaders realized this war would not be won by brute force alone. Earth was not just defending itself, it was fighting back with a fierce intelligence and unbreakable will. The battle lines were drawn, and the true test of strength was just beginning. As the battle above Earth's surface raged, the true strength of humanity was about to be revealed, a secret hidden for generations beneath the very feet of every living being on the planet. Deep below the crust, in vast underground complexes shielded by layers of rock and secrecy, scientists and engineers worked tirelessly, preparing machines unlike anything the galaxy had ever seen. These colossal structures, ancient beyond measure, had lain dormant for millennia, discovered only through the careful excavation of ruins that suggested an advanced civilization had once visited Earth long ago. Over decades, humanity had not only uncovered these relics, but had studied and mastered their complex technology in secret, understanding how to activate their dormant power. Now, with the invasion underway, these machines stirred to life. Their awakening sent vibrations through the planet's core, subtle at first but growing stronger, as immense energy fields expanded and pulsed from hidden chambers. The invaders, observing the strange phenomena through their sensors, were puzzled and alarmed as gravitational waves shifted unpredictably. Electromagnetic disturbances scrambled their communications, and time itself seemed to behave oddly in localized zones. Near the battlefronts, these machines could bend gravity to create barriers that no ordinary weapon could penetrate, twist electromagnetic fields to disable enemy ship systems, and even slow or accelerate time briefly to give human forces an edge in battle. It was a power that no invasion force could have anticipated, a force that turned Earth from a seemingly weak planet into an almost invincible fortress. The realization dawned slowly among the invaders. They had not merely stumbled upon a planet defending itself, but had fallen into a carefully engineered trap. Humans had prepared for this moment for decades, quietly building their strength beneath the surface while outwardly appearing vulnerable. This revelation shattered the invaders' confidence and forced them to rethink their entire strategy. What they had assumed would be a swift conquest was turning into a nightmare. A war fought not just with weapons, but with the combined wisdom of countless human minds and the mysterious legacy of an ancient civilization. The battle above was only the visible part of a far deeper and more complex struggle, one where Earth's hidden machines became the guardians of a future the invaders had sought to destroy. As the machines powered up and the planet itself seemed to rise in defiance, humanity's resolve grew stronger, knowing that their greatest secret was now their greatest weapon. The invaders could no longer mock Earth's warnings. Those words had been a shield and a promise, and now they were a reality that would shape the fate of the galaxy. As the days of battle wore on, it became clear that the invaders' once confident assault was losing its momentum, their strikes growing weaker and less coordinated. Earth's forces, once purely defensive, began to seize the initiative, turning the tide of war in ways no one had expected. Using precise intelligence gathered from their advanced sensor networks and the mysterious ancient technology beneath the planet, human commanders launched carefully planned attacks, hitting enemy supply lines, communications, and key positions in space. Small but highly trained teams of pilots and soldiers worked in perfect harmony, striking from orbit and surface bases with incredible speed and accuracy. Their focus was clear: to isolate and destroy the enemy's command ships, the heart of the invading fleet's power and control. Each mission brought new victories, as the humans disabled critical systems and forced the invaders into confusion and chaos. The invaders, once proud and unyielding, found themselves hunted and vulnerable. Their large numbers no longer an advantage, but a burden. Their formations broke apart, and ships fled in disarray, trying to avoid the relentless human attacks. The morale within the enemy ranks crumbled as they witnessed their leaders captured or killed one by one. Captured commanders were brought before Earth's leaders, revealing through their defeat the true source of humanity's strength. It was not just the advanced technology or the ancient machines that had saved the planet, but the fierce spirit of its people, their endless determination, creativity, and ability to adapt under pressure. Even when facing overwhelming odds, humans refused to surrender or give in to fear. Instead, they found new ways to fight, turning their weaknesses into strengths and using every resource available to protect their home. This revelation shocked the invaders, who had expected a quick victory over a weak and disorganized planet. The battle had transformed Earth into a symbol of resilience and hope in the galaxy, as the last of the enemy's fleet was either destroyed or forced to retreat. Earth's forces stood ready, stronger than ever, prepared for whatever challenges lay ahead. The invaders would never forget the lesson learned. Underestimating humanity was a mistake no one could afford to repeat. With the battlefield now firmly in their control, humans began to rebuild and plan for the future, knowing that their victory was not just a moment in history, but the start of a new era, where their spirit would shine across the stars. After the dust of battle settled and the last remnants of the invaders retreated into the cold void of space, Earth stood victorious, a planet forever changed by the fierce conflict that had tested every part of its being. The warning that had once been dismissed as empty bravado was now etched deeply into galactic history, a reminder to all civilizations that humanity was not to be underestimated. From the shattered remains of the enemy fleet, a small envoy was sent back to Earth, seeking peace and eager to learn from the planet that had so fiercely defended itself. This gesture marked the beginning of a new chapter, one where old enemies became cautious allies and curiosity replaced conquest. Earth's scientists and leaders welcomed the opportunity, not with fear, but with a confident openness, sharing the secrets of the ancient technology that had turned the tide of war. These revelations sparked a wave of excitement and hope throughout human society, unlocking new possibilities for exploration, innovation, and cooperation across the stars. Humanity's mastery over the mysterious machines beneath their feet allowed them to develop technologies that could benefit not only their own planet, but also others in the galaxy, fostering a sense of unity and shared purpose. The victory had shown that while machines and weapons were important, it was the unbreakable human spirit, the willingness to adapt, to fight for what was right, and to stand united in the face of overwhelming odds that truly defined their strength. As Earth rebuilt from the conflict, cities rose from the ruins, and the scars of battle became monuments to resilience and hope. New alliances formed with distant worlds, founded on respect and the understanding that peace was the most valuable treasure of all. The story of Earth's defense spread far and wide, inspiring countless beings across the cosmos to believe in their own strength and potential. The planet that had once seemed small and insignificant had proven itself a powerful force, shaped by the countless generations who had lived and dreamed under its skies. And so, as the stars shone brightly above, humanity looked forward to a future filled with promise and possibility, carrying with them the enduring message that would echo forever: never underestimate the human spirit or the planet that forged it.